How was your Christmas Day?
It was standard issue. I mean, we took along some games. There were some people there we didn't know.
You went to your sister-in-law's.
Yeah. So people there, the friends at first, and then so you got to sort of cross the bridge and make sure that the conversation opens. And they were great. And but we started playing because one of the presents that was bought was for the new baby was a book about ABs and Cs, AB or ABCs. But what they did was it had rock stars beginning with
I've seen that. Yeah.
Your C, who's your C, who's your D, and so that started us off on the game. And then so I said, "Who's the rock star?" I had the book because I wouldn't have known who it was. And
so rock star starting with P is Prince, or
exactly. What would be a W one?
Woody Guthrie.
Oh, well done.
There's not many W rock stars.
What about D?
Oh, D.
So you're good.
D. Snyder from We're Not Going to Take It. Oh, we're not going to take it. D. There'd be a few Ds though.
What about G?
Gary Glitter.
Gary Funk. Gary
Glitter.
Glitter.
He's disgraced himself. There'd be a few.
Funny you've gone straight for the
straight for the pedophile.
Yes, anyhow, that was
Glitter.
good. It worked out well, and we had some nice food, and it's pretty straight back. And the pudding we had was the best I've ever had. It felt like a combination of sticky date pudding and fruit pudding.
Oh, yum.
Felt like a combo, and we had it for the next 3 or 4 days because the pudding will last, won't it? We had this discussion the other day because it was my birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday!
Yeah, and I got given a lemon tart. And we had a lemon tart, and them saying, "You got to eat it now because it'll go off." How long would a lemon tart last? It's got to last a few
week,
days,
5 days in the fridge, 4 or 5 days.
Alex is a chef, and he was saying only a couple of days.
I might have raw egg in it though.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. I think that's what he was saying. Alex, you can pick me up on that. But yeah, he said no, to eat it today, we'd get rid of it.
Well, yeah, he know better than
Portuguese.
us.
It was Beautiful. It was a big Portuguese tart.
So you had your birthday on a very hot, where we live in Melbourne, it was a 43
days.
Did you go out or anything? Or?
I stayed at home alone. And then people came around and thought about myself, read my book. I'm reading Kitty Flanagan's. There's a bit of a thing that I can announce. I was
going to buy that.
Look, it's a fantastic book.
It's
the 488 Rules for Life, which is based on, she admits it, based on Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life.
Sure.
And it's a fabulous read. Gosh, she can write.
And you're doing a show with her.
Yes, which is very exciting because she did a book tour with Sam Pang, Ping Pong Pang.
Regular on the show.
One
of the few guests we've ever had on.
Yeah. Where she talked about the book, and then obviously, you
muck around.
Muck around. And she's decided to do that for the Melbourne Comedy Festival. Sam can't do all the shows.
Lazy. Part-time Pang.
Part-time Pang.
As we call him at our house. Partial Pang.
Yeah. And she's asked me to step in now.
How many nights are you doing?
Well, she's doing 2. What was that? I'm doing 9 nights, and I think Sam's doing. He gets the weekends. I get the weekdays.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He gets the big shows. I get the.
You're like the understudy. They'll make the announcement at the start of the thing. The part today of the interview will be played by Glenn Robbins.
No.
You know when you go to a play and they make that announcement?
I know. But so I said to them, I don't want people turning up going, we turned up.
No, but you're going to be advertised though.
Yeah, absolutely.
People know that it's you. I don't think people will be disappointed.
No, they might be. Might be a big Pang
I actually
fan.
told Pang that, and he said, don't be ridiculous. They're not going to be disappointed.
They might be. You said that. Oh, okay. Thanks.
Pang,
what are you saying to me then? Hang on. What are you saying to me?
Pang said they won't be disappointed. Maybe they'll be disappointed when he walks out and you don't walk out. You know.
No, there's no problem there. No.
Anyway,
he's much loved.
That'll be a fun show.
No, anyway, so I'm doing that. So why did I say that? Well, because that's what I did on my birthday. I read her book.
I read her book. Right.
Yeah, read her book. And
but then what about dinner? What'd you have for dinner?
For my birthday? Guess what we had? Burgers.
Oh, burgers, yeah. You ordered in burgers.
We ordered in burgers. Well, we went out around and picked them up. Hard to get burgers, on that because most places close down.
Yeah.
Between the Christmas and like 6th of January kind of thing. Get burgers and donuts and then Portuguese tart. Really healthy dinner. And looked at the baby and everyone was happy.
Sounds like
sang
a good time.
happy birthday, stuck a candle in the Portuguese tart, and Bob's your uncle. How was your Christmas?
Well, I had to cook. So
How many people?
11.
That's that's above and beyond the Call of Duty.
My mum and dad.
What's your family? Your family's 5? 6
There's
plus
5 of us.
Did
Betty came, mother-in-law.
Yep.
That's 6. Mum and dad, that's 8. And then Kieran's sister Sharon, her partner Tim, and his kid. So that's 11.
You did how many?
I did turkey and pork. But see, the thing is, like we always say, Kieran, my partner, goes, we're going to just keep it simple. I'm like, yeah. And then it just blows out. It
always blows out.
She goes, I just went and bought some Brussels sprouts and bacon so you can just fry that up. Because that's it. Brussels sprouts take a long time to cook.
Yeah, they do because they're really hard, aren't they?
They're hard. And, I mean, I love Brussels sprouts.
You could boil them first, though, probably, before you fry them. Anyway,
we did that, but it was so funny. So they're all coming around at midday, right? No, 1 o'clock. They're meant to be. They're 1 o'clock. My parents got there early, which drove my partner mad because they always get there early. My parents.
Yeah.
And so
you got to entertain them.
Yeah, and they got there 10 minutes early, which is not too bad. And as Dad said, we would have got here early except for the traffic. So
because there was no traffic.
There was a lot of traffic. They would have got there even earlier.
Right.
Anyway, but it's funny because when we woke up, when we got up and the kids opened their presents and stuff, and they get excited, Kieran goes outside and goes, "Oh my God, what's that smell?" And because we were eating outside on the decking, that's where we were going to have lunch.
Yeah.
The neighbours, who are Greek, had a spit roast going.
Oh, so you're going to get waff.
Well, but initially it was just Kero, the smell of Kero burning. And like you, I've got a peephole and I look through and I just see this upturned barrel with all these flames. And she's like, "That's it.
No.
Christmas is ruined." I said, "No, don't worry, because they just at the moment they just got the flame on. Once you put the meat on," and I was right. Once they got the meat on, again I looked through the peephole an hour later, they had this whole stack of meat on, like a side of a pig or
You'd
something.
hope so, because their meat would taste like Kero.
Yeah, but then the smell changed to just cooking meat, which is not a bad smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but it was fine. In the end, it was absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. At least the neighbours 2 doors up didn't have their mate with a guitar playing Summer of '69 again, which is a
or
common.
Kids playing in the pool, shouting.
Yeah. No, we got no pools near us, so I want to get a pool. Actually, I want to get an above ground pool, but my wife's against it.
Above ground pool, as in a Clark Rubble.
Yeah, like we used to have.
Yeah, they are fun.
They are fun, and also
they're not the best use of water, though.
Oh, is that right?
Well, and you're going to have to put a filter in and everything.
Yeah.
Because the water will go off in a week or so.
Okay.
And then you're out there cleaning it. And whereas, as I always say, you pop down to the bay, you've got a big pool down there that just, well, it's not really clean, but it cleans itself sometimes.
Does it?
Or you go to the beach,
Go to the beach would be better, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but there is something very nice about being able to slip into a pool on a really hot night.
Oh, yeah, nice.
I can just see you just floating around out there.
I'd love it.
And if it was, you want to have it in the shade, but these days, and then you can pack it up and just put it all away for next year.
Oh yeah, I think we'd have a permanent one though.
With a bit of decking around it.
Yeah, I reckon a bit of decking.
Because if you go into the ground, it's a lot of money and a lot of time.
Yeah, I can't be bothered with that. Yeah, this is all talk because it's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. Anyway, Merry Christmas to everyone.
It's a bit late. We're a bit late.
This will probably come out in February or March. But,
a bit late. But anyway.
We just had Christmas. Okay. Comes the music.
Hello and welcome to Somehow Related, and now please welcome your hosts Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
There you go. I suppose we should have had something Christmassy at some point.
We had a Christmas episode.
Oh, we did.
Oh, yeah.
So welcome to 2020.
2020.
Sounds good.
The future. It's the future. We're in the future. 2020 would have been one of those. I mean, when the Jetsons were they were 20. I think they were 2020, weren't they? Remember the Jetsons? They were.
Oh no, I'm remembering now. But I have this theory that the car of the future hasn't changed. The car of the future always could fly and had. What else did it have?
Those doors that go up.
Doors that go up, and that was about it.
Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? Some things are what you imagine, and some things aren't what you imagined at all. I didn't imagine people would be walking around staring at their phones.
No,
I never thought that would happen.
And having neck problems due to their, It's
similar to like when you look at, someone was saying it's similar to when you look at a photo of the 50s, everyone's smoking. Now you look at photos, now everyone's on their phone.
Yeah.
So what if it's going to change?
Someone sat down next to us at a cafe the other day, and Dad took his 2 sons out, And you're going, Dad with the two sons, and bang, all three of them just on their phones. Two kids are playing a game, and the dad was, I don't know, putting bets on or something.
Yeah.
And you go, I kind of get it, but what's the point of coming out really? You may as well get drive-through and go back and sit in your room.
We don't. We don't have any.
You
of that
ban
stuff.
them from the table
With the kids, when you go out, just talk to each other.
Yeah.
You can fight.
What have you been done? What have you done today? Who's got a good story?
They look at the menu. They order a drink.
Yeah.
Oh, you know where we went the other day? Pancake Parlour. Highly recommended.
Well, it's been around for a long time, but did it deliver? Because you can go your sweet and your savoury, can't you?
No, you know what we did? We went to the Chinese restaurant next door.
That was for your
main.
And you went there for dessert.
Had the fried rice. Oh, fantastic. Homemade dim sims. Not somewhere I go regularly, this place. We were just out at a shopping centre, and then next to it, this is for people in Melbourne, Doncaster. On Doncaster Road, there's like Chinese restaurants, and then there's the Pancake Parlour, which has been there since the 80s, because I remember going there when I was going out in the 80s and stuff. We go there. You know, when you go out on a Saturday night, you don't meet any girls, so you'll just go and get a kebab or a pancake. And
had a lot of pancakes.
We had a lot of pancakes. A lot of pancakes. But so we went to the Chinese restaurant, and then let's go to the Pancake Parlour. We went to Pancake Parlour next door. It's bloody good.
We were the same.
Expensive.
We'd get on the beach every weekend, and we wouldn't meet any girls, but we had a visitor's book. And we used to sign the visitor's book as a girl to like.
Oh yeah.
Her name was Natasha Bromley. Natasha Bromley. And she'd say all these nice things about spending time with us, which was really cool. Nothing sexual. It was just that she was around.
How come you guys couldn't meet? How come I couldn't meet girls? How come we couldn't meet girls?
I don't know. We're interesting, endlessly interesting,
and especially 30 years ago, we were good looking,
classy,
friendly.
Not inappropriate or juvenile.
Yeah, well, all of that. But
don't know how.
No, we always had girls hanging around with us, actually.
We did too.
Friends and sisters.
Yeah, but they were sort of like daughters of friends of mum and dad's kind of thing. But going up the pub and meeting girls, I don't know. We weren't that good at that.
No, nor were we. That's why we ended up at the Pancake Parlour.
The Pancake Parlour. You have to say, after Chinese food, we'll start the show shortly, pancakes are quite filling.
Yeah.
Did you go? You didn't go a stack, did you?
I actually went a banana split. I actually said no to the pancakes. The kids all went the pancakes.
Oh, so it was a drink.
No, banana split's like a banana.
So hang on, you can't go to the Pancake Parlour and not have a pancake.
Well, I didn't have a pancake. I know that's what they all said. I went, no, I'm just going to go banana split.
And do they do a crepe?
Yes, they do a crepe.
So you can do a straight pancake.
Yep. You could get like a chicken schnitzel on a potato pancake, for example, because we were going,
oh, that sounds good.
Oh, you like that? And then you can just have your stack. So there were people. It's quite funny because you get old couples there, like in their 70s, and they have like a meal with a savoury pancake in it, like a schnitzel and that, and then you see them having the stack afterwards with strawberries or blueberries.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
You're painting a picture. Might be a fun thing to do.
Oh, it's good. Well, you got kids or teenagers; they love it because it's
It sounds like you're really young or you're really old.
Yes, but nothing in between.
Nothing in between. No. You're really old's going to love it, and the kid's going to love it. But
Kira's like, what sort of people go here? I said, well, it's sort of it's like a pub, but more like a family friendly kind of thing.
It must be around. It must be 60 years. I don't know.
Yeah, it must be. Must be.
Know. Oh,
well,
God, you didn't tune in for pancake talk.
There are sponsors, maybe. Who knows? They should be.
Great idea.
They should be.
We need a sponsor. Hello, if there are any sponsors out there, we'd love to,
Well, let's get our topics. And
have we had started the show yet?
Yeah, we had the music.
Have we?
Yeah, I said the music.
Oh,
yeah.
It's hot in here and I've gone a bit vague.
So anyway, we get two topics. They're not related, but they are related. And we've got to work out how they are.
Okay.
Should we get the topics off Samo?
Yes, our friendly helper.
The Eiffel Tower and Vinegar.
Wow, two of my favourite things.
Two of your favourite.
Love vinegar. Love vinegar.
Well, I used to have apple cider vinegar every day.
Yeah, that's not good. That's one of those
myths.
Myths.
Yeah.
You know, in the Sunday newspaper, they have that where the people always do they eat in a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, people always do.
You're making that.
Yeah. Activated almonds.
Yeah.
Then a run, and then a yogurt.
And some Pilates, and then some. Yeah.
They always have two bits of dark chocolate at the end of the day.
Oh.
Yeah, you're having a Kit Kat, you liar. Someone once did. I can't remember. It might have been Joel Creasy, I think, who did it, and just told the truth. It was hilarious, like McDonald's and stuff.
But then the naturopath comes in and says maybe cut back on the fast food,
dark chocolate.
Yeah,
and she said apple cider. I remember she said apple cider vinegar. It's like a myth that people.
It might do something for your cholesterol.
What did your naturopath say about it?
Oh, she hasn't said I should have anything like that.
It's not
She's
true.
never brought it up. So
It's not true. I think it's a bit of a myth.
But vinegar, you couldn't have it straight.
No, I would never. But I have it on chips, obviously. Love it on hot chips.
I told you that story, didn't I? Did I tell them this thing?
No.
Where I was in a country town and I bought a bucket of chips and I said I'll have some vinegar on, and they were in a cup, and I said I'll have some vinegar on that. And he looked at me funny, and then he opens up the bottle of vinegar and pours it in like water into the chips. I go, hey, what are you doing? And then I go to lift the bucket of chips off the counter, and the bottom comes off.
Yeah.
The vinegar combined with the fat.
Yeah, it would have.
Sort of went through the cardboard, and then just all the chips went over the counter, and he goes, to tell the truth, that's why I don't like to put vinegar on my chips. That's why I give you a funny look. Yeah, well, I just wanted to sprinkle, you idiot.
You got to sprinkle the vinegar.
How do they put this? It's a sprinkler, isn't it? It comes in a sprinkle bottle.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit of a squirt. Because vinegar with chips, I don't see that much anymore.
No,
or do I?
No. You know why? Because chicken salt's taken over. They have all this bloody chicken salt and stuff, so that no one wants vinegar anymore. But you get vinegar on chips, beautiful.
When you see those onions in the fish and chip,
yeah, they're in vinegar.
They're in vinegar, right?
But also, vinegar has made a bit of a comeback in
vinaigrette.
Yeah, vinaigrette and balsamic vinegar.
Oh, is there anything nicer than balsamic vinegar?
And a bit of olive oil with some bread. Oh, unbelievable! I had balsamic vinegar on a salad last night that I made.
I'll offer you that if death row me. I'll offer that for your entree, and I reckon you'd take it.
I reckon I'd take it.
You'd follow it with a schnitzel,
bit of bread,
chips
schnitzel, chips, and some salad. But I would have white bread with olive oil and vinegar.
Dave, we're gonna knock you off at about. All right, I'm eating my balsamic and bread.
What balsamic?
Yeah, leave me alone.
No, you got to love that. But you know, when you go to the country shop, I remember going to a country. I don't know if I've told this story before. It was Benalla. It would have been the 80s, and we went in. I must have been touring with the band or something like that to a pizza shop, right? And the guy said, "What do you want? We've got Hawaiian, we've got Aussie, we've got salami." I said, "I'll have a margarita." He goes, "What's that?" I go, "That's just plain." He goes, "What do you mean plain?" I go, "It's cheese and tomato." He goes, "No, you're not serious, are you?" I go, "Yeah, it's cheese and tomato and some herbs." He goes, "Bullshit." He goes, "Gary," he gets the chef out, "Tell him what you just told me." I said, "I want a plain pizza." He goes, "What? No ham? No, just cheese and tomato." Bullshit. You're not just having cheese and tomato. They'd never heard the concept.
Okay, but you're a cosmopolitan, in a suburban guy.
A margarita?
You
get margarita in Ringwood.
You've travelled.
I'd been overseas at that stage. Yes, I'd been to Italy and had a margarita.
I remember the first time I had a pizza.
Oh, yeah.
It was very exotic. I think it was called pizza pie.
Pizza pie back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't your mum bring it home? Or?
Yeah, it was like, do you want to have a little bit of this? Just a little bit. Oh, it's a bit scary.
I reckon the lady across the road made one, Mrs. English, who would make the kind of the chunk. I still love a chunky fat pizza.
Yeah, in the US where you can buy single slices. Yeah. Now, if you live in Melbourne, the Skipping Girl, is she a vinegar girl?
Yes.
Skipping Girl vinegar. That is a product you can still buy around Australia.
Yeah. Yep. And the sign's still up there in Abbotsford.
And does she still skip?
Yeah. Well, they
took it down for a while and they fixed it.
They fixed it up. Yeah, that's right. It's heritage now, National Trust sort of thing. Yeah, it's near the Nova Studios in Melbourne. That's right. Yeah, on the left there. Yeah, that's great. Vinegar. Yeah, vinegar.
Stains.
Stains, does it?
No, it's good for stains.
It's good for stains.
Yeah, good for your stomach.
It is one. It's a brewed thing. It's like an offshoot of wine, isn't it?
It's like a
it's turned into
a sour wine.
When that wine's turned into vinegar,
Yeah, so it's gone too far. Oh, you've gone too far with the wine. It's turned into vinegar now.
I do love vinegar. I don't know.
I think it lasts forever, doesn't it, on the shelf?
It probably does. Would it go off?
If it's already off, is it? Oof, I don't know. And there's no alcohol. There's no way it turns to alcohol.
No. I do like the taste of it. I love the smell of it too. I don't know. We once talked about our favourite condiment, and I reckon it'd be up there with me with tomato sauce vinegar. I reckon it's a good one.
But how are you having it though? Just
mainly on chips and salad.
But it would go on salad as a vinaigrette.
Yeah, with a bit of... sometimes I put vinegar on... What else have I put it on recently? I put it on lettuce and stuff when I eat lettuce, yeah. I put sometimes just white vinegar on salad too, not just balsamic vinegar. I put just normal vinegar. Cool, beautiful. And people use it as a clean to clean stuff.
It's really good for cleaning. Apparently,
I know my partner uses it sometimes.
You know, the best cleaning product is dishwashing liquid. That's the best.
Really?
Oh, because it cuts if you've got an eating stain, it cuts the grease.
Oh, there you go.
So just put it on and then rub it a bit on the stain. Listen to me.
Oh, wow.
Rub it on the stain, and I think maybe leave it for a little while.
You're like Tonya Todman or one of those people.
Don't worry about you. I'm a soaker from way back.
Yeah.
Of course, you don't. No soaking over your colours. I only have your whites.
Okay.
Because I got white. I have turned from a white t-shirt guy into a black t-shirt guy like you.
Black t-shirts, I think, more slimming.
Well, white's very preppy, isn't it?
Yeah, white's very Bayside. No, you are Bayside, so embrace it.
Yeah, no, but I'm wearing black and it suits the beard. Anyway, what else can we say about vinegar?
That's slightly intellectual too. Look at Quinn Robbins. He's reading books and stuff now. Look at him with his black t-shirt.
And his grey beard.
Wow. It's like Philip Adams has turned up.
Vinegar. Would you ever put vinegar in your hair?
No, why would you put it in your hair? I'm sure in the olden days it had all sorts of uses.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's one of those 101 things you can do with vinegar type of thing, I reckon.
People probably used to drink it.
Clean your nails or something, clean your teeth with it.
Yeah.
You know, well, that's baking soda.
I think back in the day, vinegar would have been used for a lot of different things. Now it's just streamlined.
It's good. Apparently, it cleans rust.
Yeah,
it can cut into metal and stuff. I think
weeds. It's good weed killer.
Yes, you're right. You just pour it in your, especially in your cracks where you got, which is better than using the stuff for that bad stuff for the environment.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I don't know what
we all know what vinegar is. But what is it?
Vinegar.
But what is it starting from to become vinegar?
I actually looked that up once because the kids kept asking me. It's a brew. It's like a plant, isn't it? Vinegar. It
sounds like it.
Is it
like a sour? You know how a sauerkraut goes off and then produces kombucha, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like a hops thing, isn't it? Vinegar.
Because vinegar and kombucha seem like the same family.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Apple cider vinegar seem like the same family.
Yeah, I reckon you're right.
So as much as they say apple cider and vinegar, there's got to be some cleansing sort of thing going on there, I reckon. But you reckon it's something like some sort of vegetable? I wonder if we can ask Sam.
Sam, how is vinegar produced?
Vinegar is made through the fermentation of ethanol alcohol. Any ingredient containing ethanol may be used to make vinegar, including distilled grain alcohol, wine, champagne, beer, cider and more. Bacteria are used to ferment the ethanol into byproducts including acetic acid.
Oh, okay, there we go.
That's interesting. Isn't it interesting how we can derive something going off?
It turned to something good.
Well, that's what alcohol is, isn't it?
I think
something going off. Like old comedians trying to do a podcast where
we're not that old. All right, well, let's move on to the Eiffel Tower.
I've never been there. I've never been to Paris.
Never been to Paris?
Have you?
Oh, yeah.
I nearly went to Paris. I was in London and I thought I could just jump on the train and go.
It's great.
And then I didn't end up going. I ended up going home. I had a spare. Because can you go? You would need a visa or something. Can you just jump on the train
these
and
days.
Go? So you just go?
You need a passport.
Just a passport and go, hello. I'm coming in.
And they just do it at the railway station, stamp a passport,
Gee, that's easy.
walk off the train. Oh, it's fantastic.
Do you love Paris?
Yeah, I love Paris. It's great.
In the springtime?
Paris in the springtime.
Love Paris in the springtime.
It's good because it's just an interesting place. It's so beautiful because, it wasn't really bombed, Paris, a lot. And Hitler told the general, I don't know who the general was, raise it, all right?
Just get rid of it.
Get rid of it.
Did he not steal some of the stuff first though? Some of the art.
Yeah, probably went to the Louvre and stole some stuff. But the general refused to do it. Said, "No, I'm not doing it.
Just leave it as it is."
Yeah, just leave it as boys, and just drove off. Don't tell Hitler though.
I wonder what they did. Well, they would have used the Eiffel Tower for something, didn't they?
Yeah, they put the flag on it.
Yeah,
they flew the Nazi flag from the Eiffel Tower, and Hitler went up and had photos taken on it. Yeah, for sure. For sure. But yeah, no, Paris is great just to go to and walk around and have a look. I mean, it is all those cities now, though, like Venice and Barcelona, they're becoming less authentic, as you'd say, because a lot of the residents are moving out because they can hire out their houses for Airbnb now.
Oh, yeah.
And so you'd stay in an apartment block. And the last time we went, we stayed in the Molay, which is on the right bank. There's a left bank and the right bank on the different sides of the river.
Yep.
And so you don't, there's a lot. I reckon it's half and half now, half tourists, half residents now in some of those places.
And the vibe in the street is good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Oh yeah, great.
They've had some fairly hefty terrorism there, haven't they?
Terrible. Yeah, terrible attacks.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking. So the Eiffel Tower, was that like the Statue of Liberty? Was it a gift? What was it? What do you remember?
Yeah, no, it was made for an. Of course, because the kids always ask me when we go there. It was made for an exhibition. They had, like the World Trade, like the Trade Expo.
We've got a mini in Melbourne. They've got a mini one on top of the Arts Centre.
Yeah,
they've got the Spire. Which is,
yeah. And so they made it. It was commissioned by the government to make a big impression on the Trade Expo. Or what was happening.
Was it the same guy who had something to do with the Statue of Liberty?
He did the inside of the Statue of Liberty,
right?
Because Eiffel is an engineer, and the only way I know a lot about Eiffel Tower is that I had to adjudicate one of the gigs I did.
Oh no,
Sydney Uni had to adjudicate a debate between architects and engineers, which was quite funny.
Oh, they both think they're the king of the walk, wouldn't they? Cock of the walk.
The engineer, though, got up, and he was great, one of the engineers, and he said, all right, and this is how I learned all about the Eiffel Tower. He goes, the Eiffel Tower was designed by an engineer called Eiffel. That was his name, right?
Right.
It came under time, under budget, completed successfully. Opera House, designed by an architect, went $2 million.
Wow.
Millions of dollars over budget, 10 years.
Now, the reason being because the Eiffel Tower is just a structure. There's no internals. Is that what they're saying?
Well, there are restaurants and stuff in there now.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, there's restaurants. You can go to the
so
restaurant.
why did it? It's purely
because
the design.
the engineer
knew how to do it. Architecture was having a bit of a wank.
Architects, you know what architects are like.
What if we got architects listening?
Oh, good on them. They do a great job.
They might be designing a house now, and they've got somehow related on their headset going, I love this show. It inspires me to do great work. And here they are bagging me for being indulgent in a bit of a wanker.
Yeah, but that just goes with the territory. They'd be used to that kind of abuse, wouldn't they, being an architect?
A friend of mine who...
I like architects because I think to get a very good house, you need an architect.
Well, she a couple of things happened. She had an architect come in, and then she picked up one of the architectural magazines, and here's her house on the front page with a kid, some random kid bouncing up and down on the trampoline to make it look homely. Never asked. And then...
Oh, that's her house.
It was her house. And then... they were having a bit of a run-in about whether the wall would be curved or would it be straight. And I think the structural guy went, no, it's got to be straight. And the architect had a hissy fit and got in his car and drove off.
Yeah. Our architect stopped speaking to the builder.
He drove off.
Yeah. Our architect would say stuff like, Kieran, my partner, would go, I wouldn't mind a round window in the laundry. You go, I don't really like round windows.
So you go,
you're not living here.
I don't like them. Yeah. So you're going, hang on, you're not doing the laundry, buddy. I want to look at a round window like I'm on a ship. Yeah, or that kid show. Was it that kid show? You just look out the round window?
Yeah,
Play school?
Play school.
Yeah.
But the thing about with our architect and the builder stopped talking, so I had to be the person in between. It was just ridiculous.
So that would have been, but that's where you're perfect because you're an everyman layman. You've got intellect, and you've got humour. You could bang them on the head, say get over yourself, bring them down to size. You would have killed it. You would have smashed it.
Yeah, but I didn't want to be that person. Who wants to be the negotiator?
Yeah, that's right. You just want to be. Well, you sorted it out. What did you do it by applause?
Yeah.
By a show of hands. What did you do?
Who wants a round window? No, you go to the building site and goes, fucking Brad, the architect. This is the builder. You fucking idiot. And the architect will go, oh, well, the Danny, the builder, he's not doing what it's like, oh, God. Just get it together, guys.
You do have to wonder sometimes because with most homes, a builder could have enough design to kind of do what's appropriate, unless you wanted to have a good old wank, I suppose.
Architects do make a better house, I reckon. But anyway, look, Eiffel Tower, I've been up it.
Yep.
I've been up the Eiffel Tower, climbed up it. But it is just good to look at. So, mate, when you see it, it is impressive.
Was it not the tallest structure in the world?
It was.
But it's not now, obviously. No.
But and also at the time, some of the French people were against it. They had a petition and stuff.
Of course they were.
Don't get this. They called it the lamppost or the coat hanger or something. They had a nickname for it. But when you see it, it is and it's made out of iron. So it's not.
It's like the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
Yeah, it's amazing. So it's not. Most buildings these days are made of steel, which is different to iron.
Right.
It's more an old-fashioned material.
And does it shake when you're up the top?
I think it does move a bit, yeah.
You'd have to be able to move a bit.
I haven't been up the top for a long time, but most times when I've been recently, I've just stood down the bottom and looked up. How funny is this, though? It is such a tourist site that you get those professional
photographers,
but also over the years, because I remember going there in the 80s, and now I've been recently, went last year, and the level of hassle has changed and gone up. So back in the old days, there were beggars with bits of cardboard. They come up to you and they push the cardboard like a map and then try and get underneath it to pickpocket you. They still do that.
Oh, so they put the map, and then while you're looking at the map,
or some sort of charity thing, they try and get underneath. And now there's guys that sell alcohol, and they sell guys walking around selling beers and wine and stuff, so you can have a bit of a picnic there. But also there's a phenomenon of people taking glamorous selfies now in front of these things. So you see people actively have got dressed up, and they're doing like a photo shoot, like an Instagram normally with the boyfriend taking the photo of the...
It's like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Everyone's doing the holding up shot. Everyone's doing the... Yeah.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah. It's a shame, really, because it's nice to feel something when it's a part of the city. It's not purely a tourist site, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you feel like people ticking off a list.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. It sort of lacks...
It's all part of a Kentucky tour.
Yeah.
And also the amount of hassle you get does affect your experience.
Hassle by vendors.
Yeah, vendors coming up and constantly. I remember when I went to Mexico City and we went to Teotihuacan. I think they're pyramids, basically, right? They're pyramids, right? And so you get a guide, right? Because they said we had a guide, right? And he would shoo off the guy selling rugs and shoes and badges.
Yeah.
But they were pretty insistent, you know what I mean? They were very
at you. Come on.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the guy's like, he's giving his talk and he's like, get away. Leave them alone. And then he goes, we don't know why the Incas who built these, or who built it, the Aztecs, who I think it was one of them built these, the Mayans built these amazing. We don't know what happened to them. We don't know why they left the site. And I said, were those guys around selling rugs? Hassled them out of here. Oh, for fuck's sake, we're leaving. Anyway, the Eiffel Tower, it's very impressive. You should go one day.
Yeah, no, look, I will. I think soon.
Paris.
I did talk about it again because we're heading over that way, the other side of the world, later in the year for a wedding. It's a good reason to go, actually, for a wedding. I hear a lot of that lately.
Which part of Europe are you going to?
Well, we're going to New York, so we could
get on the way.
Yeah, can nip over to Paris and do that. But a lot of people are doing weddings overseas now.
That's annoying.
I mean, sure, they live there. Sure, it's their hometown. But so look, Eiffel Tower, Vinegar, Thinking Music.
What can we have?
Well, we could have, it would be interesting. You'd love this. Maybe a recipe for, like, one of the on YouTube, someone making some vinaigrette.
Love it.
I also remember there's a line in Casablanca, something along the lines of we'll always have Paris, I think.
Oh, yeah, that is in Casablanca. Yeah.
Is that a famous line?
Yeah, well, it's Paris, yeah.
That's what do you think?
Let's have the recipe.
You want to go with the recipe?
The recipe.
Because you already know the recipe, would you not?
Yeah, but I'm always up for an extra tip.
Okay.
I'm always willing to learn.
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
Start off with 1 clove of crushed garlic, a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil, a 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar, and of course you could also do this with balsamic vinegar or a little bit of lemon juice, a 1/2 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, a hearty pinch of kosher salt, and a little cracked black pepper. Whisk that all together, and you're done. You'll never need to buy a store-bought dressing again.
American.
Very enthusiastic. I like it.
Yeah.
She's good.
Yeah. Pretty simple.
Yeah.
Follow those steps.
Might make that
I've
tonight.
got to be honest, it's a little bit racist, but if you had the choice between watching an American cooking show and a European cooking show.
European. I'd go European.
Because I always, with the American ones, they're going to, let's prepare the pan, and they'll bring out they'll spray it.
Yeah.
You're going, hang on.
Yeah, or they always add peanut butter or Coca-Cola. Or heaps of butter.
But anyway, she was good.
Yeah.
And a pretty simple recipe, all within about a minute. So I better go first because you know so much about the Eiffel Tower and you know so much about vinegar. I'm going to say that I think the only thing, because Eiffel Tower, I imagine that they have to paint it regularly and they have to get the rust off it regularly. I happen to know that vinegar is like kryptonite to rust.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I'm going to say they cleaned the whole Eiffel Tower with vinegar.
Wow. I'm going to say, I reckon the original vinegar bottle is modelled off the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. So let me look at it. Let me think about it. Is it? I don't think it is. It's more like Genie's bottle.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, let's not get too much into it. Yeah, you're right. You're right. The bulbous.
Yeah, the bulbous with the bit of the head. But anyway.
Oh, well, let's get the answer, Sam. What is the answer, Sam?
The family of Gustave Eiffel, the designer of the famed Eiffel Tower in Paris, had a large chemical factory in Dijon, France, and his uncle had developed a process for distilling vinegar. Young Gustave spent his formative years learning chemistry, mining, philosophy, and other subjects in the factory with his uncle and other family members. He went on to study chemistry at university and planned to work in his uncle's factory in Dijon. Though this would never happen, a family dispute steered him away from a career distilling vinegar and he drifted towards engineering instead.
So does that make it related?
Sort of. Sam, that's a very tenuous link in that he was going to have a career in vinegar, but the factory went broke, and so he designed the Eiffel Tower.
Look, you've been doing, I don't know how many episodes we've been doing. You've been doing very well, and I don't know, maybe she's had a little break over Christmas. Maybe she's had a little holiday. Maybe she's on holiday somewhere.
As we speak.
She's banged one out, and look, it's related. Not hugely related,
I
but
think that would pass some sort of test, would it?
No.
Still, I mean,
we've got to talk about some interesting things.
Yeah, and Mr. Eiffel was going to be the head of a vinegar factory, but it went broke. So
well, and
now he's designing.
All right, we'll give it to him.
You have been listening to Somehow Related with Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
You would call it a tenuous link.
I think so.
That's a tenuous link.
But we would never consider, or would we? Sam, just want to stop listening for a sec. Do we review Sam's position?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, we get someone.
Maybe. Look, here's what. Maybe
send it to HR for that.
We sit down and have a bit of chat. You say to her, "Are you happy?"
We'll get the head of HR in here too, just to scare her.
Are you happy with what you're doing? How can we help? Is anything going in your life that you want to talk about? Because I'm sure because she's there for a lot of people. Surely she's taking on a bit too. Yeah, she's taking on too much.
Yeah, too much, Sam.
Yeah,
I think you might have had given that one to an underling who's gone off and found it.
That may be the problem, because sometimes if you think, oh well, somehow related, I'm gonna, what do you call it? Outsource. She's outsourcing to.
Delegated it, possibly. Delegated it to an underling.
Sam,
I reckon the kid on Work Experience got that one. And she said that'll do.
That'll do.
It's January. Who cares?
Look, if you're a regular Somehow Related listener, we apologise.
Yeah, but keep listening.
Yeah, but keep listening. The standards will remain. I think next time we'll be back with. We're not on the way down in 2020. We're on the way up.
It's the way up. The trends are on the way up. And it's not about the answer, it's about the journey. Yeah. As we say.
And Sam has had what do you call it, something across her bow? A shot across her bow. And she's I think, Sam, do you want to say something?
It might not have been the best, but I stand by the topics. Glenn, your feedback is duly noted. Onward and upward for 2020.
Okay.
Good on you, Sam. That's for you. Sounds like you felt the hurt and you're ready to move forward and do much better.
Right.
I reckon you'd be good at that. I reckon have you ever given someone a sack?
No.
That's got to be. I think you would have to. I reckon you'd have your standard thing you would say, which is.
I've been given the sack. But I've never.
I remember yours is a great story when you got sacked from Nova, and the girl was crying before she even said it. And
manager, yeah.
No one's dying, I think you said.
So someone died. What's going on?
She was crying. Do you reckon she was really crying? She's just.
Oh, those real tears.
She didn't pinch herself under the table to make herself cry for when Dave comes. It's a old trick. How do you sack someone? I just start crying, and then I feel worse than them.
Then you feel bad for them. Oh, yeah.
Did you give her a hug?
No. I just said, well, when do I get paid till the end of the year? Oh, fantastic. All right.
So how much did you get?
I got sacked in June.
So you got 6 months?
Oh, yeah. the best.
You got sacked in June. You got paid for 6 months.
Yeah.
No wonder you were happy.
Oh, I was very happy.
So, and that was breakfast radio?
Yeah, you didn't have to get up anymore.
You have to get up anymore, and you're getting full.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great sacking.
It was from Vega, which is now Smooth FM. So, you know, I made the leap from Nova to Vega. Smart move, you'd say.
You're more of an easy listening guy.
I am.
No, you're
Yeah,
not.
I
You're
am.
still
I'm not
cutting
very,
edge.
I'm not very Nova, but anyway. Yeah, she was crying. But, I mean, I got sacked in the 80s in public relations. That's when I started doing comedy. The guy got me in the office and, you know, they start talking in gobbledygook and you're like, what's really going on here? And they go, I'm getting sacked.
They're going the long way around.
Well, yeah, they do that all, you know, there's been things happening at the company and blah, blah.
I guess I've had shows axed. And we would do the show downstairs at the Last Laugh, and that got taken off after a couple of weeks.
And they just tell you by a phone call, though, wouldn't they? Or...
They go, look, we love you, but it's not working. I got to look at the numbers, and you go, it's not working. So fair enough. And you know what? You get put out of your misery. Yeah. Because if you look out into the crowd, and there's not a lot of people there. You go, put me out of our misery. Yeah. And then we can get on with something else, because it's just you know, and you're sort of hanging on. So
I've been on TV shows that have been axed, and that's never good, but inevitable sometimes.
Yeah.
Brutal world. Everyone gets together in the office and
yeah, and you know the reality, and you know.
I remember the guy said, "We're going to talk about the future." Let's just say it was Let Loose Live. It wasn't which was a show that I was on that was axed after 2 weeks.
A footy show.
Let Loose Live. That was a comedy show.
Oh, was it?
Channel 7.
Oh.
The producer gets in and goes, I want to talk about the future of Let Loose Live. There was no future. It's a choice of words, isn't it?
And then he started crying.
Yeah, I started crying.
Mm.